So I feel like they say miss the mark, miss the mark. And I feel like what they mean is for those of you who are turning in projects, turning in something that other people are either grading or evaluating you on, they're saying something here about missing the mark. And so you want to be very, very careful that you're not, dashing off assignments at the last minute. You want to be careful that the quality of the things that you do, the quality of your work speaks for itself. And I do see, once again, we have this card here with the King of Cups. And this is a card about overindulging. Wine, food, the nightlife, having a really, really good time. Okay. And you are at this point where I feel like it's right below the Pentacles card. So this is a card about work. And what it denotes to me is the quality of your work is going to suffer if you are constantly going out, staying out really late, feeling drained the next morning, sleeping in the next morning, and not feeling motivated to get all the practical things done, to get the important stuff done. And so please be careful about that, because I do see bags under your eyes, partying a little bit too much, having a grand old time, and then showing up for work where you're a little bit sleep deprived and your body is just tired. And that's where the message, miss the mark, is coming in, because this is a card about working together with other people in a collaborative setting. And if you are, especially, if someone is contracting you for a project, for something that you have to submit to them, there is like a deadline, and there are also specifications that they want, very clear, solid specifications. And if you are functioning at 50%, you're not going to be able to deliver high quality products that they're looking for. And I feel like not only will this hurt your credibility, it can hurt your reputation. And further down the line, it can reduce the amount of leads, the amount of recognition, and the amount of future, clients that are coming in, okay? And I do sense you need to be very careful about this. So let me talk about, first of all, this is what I'm feeling here. It's starting to kind of form a story. This is a card overall about travel, movement, seeing the world, exploring, traveling by land, meeting people, and especially feeling very invigorated because you're in an exotic environment, okay? And this is a card also about a lot of things going your way. Things are going well, in the home front, in the relationship front, in the work front, in the financial front. So I feel like you're riding high and you're going through this wave all through November. Things have been really, really, really good. You've been kind of like high as a kite. So I feel that things are going your way, okay? And this is residual energy from November. Things are going to also continue to go your way. This is a card overall about success, getting positive reception, getting really good feedback as to the work that you do, and having a lot of people following your lead, okay? So it's like trailblazing, getting really positive recognition for doing something that can create like a new method of doing, a new method of learning, a new method of teaching, or something that other people can replicate and follow. So I feel like you have a wide following. For those of you who are in the entertainment industry, I feel like you're getting massive fame and fortune coming in, and I also feel a lot of recognition overall. And so the way that power and prestige and fame works is that inevitably for some of us it does get to our head, right? And so I feel like that's what's happening. It's like riding this this high and feeling really, really secure, feeling on top of the world, feeling like nothing can go wrong. And so you might be a little bit more lenient with your time, and you might say like, I've worked so hard in November, I'm gonna coast, I'm gonna take it easy in the month of December. And so once we take it easy, and once we become once we start to compromise on the quality of our work and the things that we do and the time that we spend, And when we're not doing something that we're supposed to, I feel like that's when the qualities suffer. So I just want you to keep that in mind, because all of these cards here, they do narrow down to this overindulgent aspect. And I feel like not only might it hurt your financial standing and status, I feel like it can also hurt your credibility. It can hurt you. You're going to be, you're coming into the month like this, proud, secure. A lot of people are coming to solicit you for advice as well. They trust your expertise. So whatever you tell them, I feel like they're going to hold you in high regards, okay? And what we have right underneath that is the card here about being cast out, about poverty, about, feeling that lack. And it can also be a result of our direct, actions, because the fives, especially this Five of Pentacles, it's a very karmic card. It can go both ways. If we appreciate and worked really hard for everything that we've gotten, and we are appreciative every single day, and we don't abuse or misuse the things that are granted to us, such as the fame, the fortune, things going our way, and the collaborators that helped us achieve, this prominent position that we are in right now. If we take those things for granted, and if we're not appreciative of those things, it can create a situation where things will stop going our way. So I feel like however you want to maneuver or direct this energy or manipulate this energy, it is up to you. But I do want you to be careful about this overindulgence, okay? So enough about that. Let me talk about this, because I feel like this is new opportunities coming in for you. And once again, this is you having a lot of skills, having, I want to say credibility. So people look at you and, they talk to you for a little bit and they're like, wow, this Taurian person is really smart. They don't have to look at your resume. They don't have to look at, where you've worked with. They don't have to verify your references. They don't have to do all of these tedious background check, right? They just take you at face value because of the image that you present, and also because of the way you carry yourself. And many of you take very good care of the way that you look, the way that you dress, the way that you groom yourself, the way you carry yourself, and the things that you say. And I feel a lot of Taurian people, your language is very proper. It's very proper. No expletives, like you're very, very well raised and properly spoken and properly taught and educated. So I feel like the way that you carry yourself, people will recruit you for many, many jobs. And I also feel as well that for some of you, it might be a mask, whereas for others of you, this is like once in a lifetime opportunities where you're being recruited by the exact people that you want to work for. And I also feel that, your resume, your life experience needs to live up to the hype. And so they're going to be looking at you, looking at all the things that you've done, looking at your accomplishments. And I feel like the quality needs to speak for itself. And so this is not really the month to kind of skate by or coast, even though you're going to feel this inclination to, sit back, kick up your feet and things like that. But I feel like this is not the month for you to do that. Doing so can be detrimental to, the financial wealth, the reputation, and the prestige that you built for yourself. So if you need to turn down people for social events, please do so, because I feel like that's where it's hurting you. If you need to, preserve your energy, if you don't want to be involved with certain collaborators because you have creative differences, because communication has been very difficult, because the other person is asking the impossible of you, turn them down. Learn to say no. And preserve your sanity, preserve your emotional well-being, and, just protect yourself from having to deal with difficult and also manipulative people. So I feel like some of you are in high demand when it comes to the work that you do, the work that you produce, and the craft that you're very good at. It's like a skill set that other people are coming to you for. And then this person, I'm sensing like they kind of, they might want to underpay you. And so they might point out, you know, like everyone knows you're very good. So it's kind of like a given. But this person, they don't want to pay you what you're asking. And so they're like, you did, you know, work for so-and-so that I know, and he or she was complaining, you know, after the fact. They're going to do something underhanded and sneaky like that. And you need to be very careful that you don't let that create, you know, any type of a self-doubt for the work that you're doing. Okay. So I feel like there will be people coming in. They want your services for a cheaper price, and they will say those manipulative things to undermine your self-esteem and to get you to lower your bar. And I'm sensing like, you know, you might not see it when it happens. So just keep your wits about you. If you get a weird, funky vibe from a client or from a person that wants to work with you and you don't want to work with them, and you're in a position where you feel like, I think I can turn down work and be okay, I feel like that might be the smart thing to do, because this is somebody that is using underhanded tactics to really chip away at your self-esteem. Okay. Cease communication. Take longer to mull things over. Take until the end of the month if you need to make up your mind about this person or this case or this client, because I'm sensing it's necessary. Okay. So just say, oh, I'll get back to you by the end of the month, and see how you feel if things have changed, because I'm sensing that you're thinking, you know, both of these cards here indicate financial lack. And right now you're okay. But this person might be bringing these insecurities into the mix. You know, you're lacking in this, or something that you did was lopsided, or something that you did miss the mark. They might have, you know, really done that, and it kept you in a place where you start to really doubt your capabilities. So I'm feeling that's what's happening, and I'm feeling as well, you can cease communication. You can also turn your back. Okay. So both of these things, it's like, do not engage. Okay. Do not engage in this energy. Do not engage with this person. Do not feed into this sense of, do not feed into this person's, you know, mean spirit. Don't do it. And I know it's difficult, but I feel like, you know, most of you are very, very sure of yourself. And most of you too, it's like you are stubborn to a fault, but I feel like you know your capabilities. You don't underestimate or overestimate your capabilities. You're very level-headed about what you're good at and what you're not very good at. And you don't, you know, I don't feel like this person knows you as well as you do. So don't let it make you feel insecure, okay? We have a really good wave of energy coming through, and we have, you know, one person that's like muddling this energy, and they're going to offer you work, I feel. And I feel like they don't really, they might not have the money to pay you what you're worth, and they might ask you to come down a little bit, but they're doing it in a way that is very unnecessary. And I also feel as well, I do see work and things like that coming in from people around you, okay? And I'm also sensing that it is a situation where they don't have any sway over who gets picked for the job. I'm seeing a lot of people who are possibly contractor traveling to a place, putting in a bid. So I'm seeing, like, you know, those what are those? The rooms where they bid on things. So it's like you stick up a number. So like bidding on contracts, bidding on projects, bidding even on price possessions. And I'm sensing like it's done in a manner that is very fast. And I also feel like erring on the side of, you know, keeping the finances very low is really important. But I also feel like you might feel pressure to cut corners, cut costs, just to keep the money low so that you can win the bid. But realistically, can you keep that amount very low without shortchanging the quality of your work? that's something you need to really re-examine, okay? The last thing that I want to talk about here, and this is something that came out earlier. Be careful about mixing business with pleasure, okay? And this is coming in through here. Business card, self-indulgent type of a card. So mixing business with pleasure, a lot of the times, you know, deals are struck in some type of a social, even, you know, informal setting, right? And that's fine. Some companies work like that, but I feel like there might be people in your work environment. I just feel like it's not a wise move. And I feel that in your, you know, state where you are drinking heavily or you're having fun and you're letting your guard down, I feel like your guard is going all the way down, and somebody might overstep your boundaries, and somebody might approach you when you're intoxicated, such as making a move on you, somebody at work, or approaching you when you're intoxicated to discuss some very, very important things. So they might wait for you to slip up. They might wait for you to have your guard down before they approach, so that things come in their favor. So mixing business with pleasure, if you know who you're dealing with, if you know who, you know, who you're around, that's fine. But if you're in a new environment, keep your wits about you and be very, very professional. So I do see a blurring when it comes to professional acquaintances and really good friends. And I feel like those two should not be. We do have, you know, the holiday season, so there are a lot of like work functions. Just keep your wits about you, okay? I'm going to leave it at that, Taurus, because I feel like you have so many positive things that are coming in, but I feel like there are a few obstacles. I don't want to dwell too much on the obstacles. I hope that, you know, everything I mentioned is helpful. But you do have some really, really good things. I just feel like, you know, you're on the right path here professionally and financially, and you need to keep at it. Otherwise, you know, past actions can come up to haunt us. And I feel as well, there's something here that indicates to me a deal that has been signed and, you know, everything was going swimmingly well, and then something gets rescinded, something gets taken back, something gets taken away because somebody missed a mark or missed something big, okay? And I feel like it's due to carelessness. So that's the overall message. So just be careful.